If you have less than $10,000 in your savings account, listen carefully. This video isn't just for you. It's about you. Right now, there are tens of millions of people out there. Smart people, hardworking people, who are running in place financially. They wake up early, grind for hours, pay their bills, and repeat. And yet, after all that effort, they look at their bank account and see a number that barely breaks 5 digits. If that. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And it's a sign that something in the system is broken. But it's also a sign that something in your strategy needs to change. This isn't about shame. This isn't about judgment. This is about truth. Because the truth is, if you have less than $10,000 saved in 2025, you are financially vulnerable. One emergency, one medical bill, one car accident, one missed paycheck can wipe out everything you've worked for. That's not security. That's survival. And you deserve better than survival. But here's the real reason I need you to hear this. You are not stuck. You are not helpless. And you are not behind. You are in the perfect position to change everything. If you're willing to shift how you think about money, how you earn it, how you save it, and most importantly, how you invest it. Because what if I told you the problem isn't how little money you have? It's how you're using the money you do have. What if I told you that the difference between a broke 29-year-old with $500 in their account and a millionaire 10 years later comes down to nothing more than one thing, a decision? You don't need to be rich to start. You need to start to be rich. That's the truth that the financial elite never really want to advertise. Why? Because when you learn how money actually works, how it grows, how it multiplies, how it serves you, you stop being a cog in their machine. You stop living paycheck to paycheck. You stop surviving. And you start building. So if you're sitting there right now with a few $100 in your account and maybe a little bit of panic in your chest, good. That means you're awake. That means you're ready. This video is your blueprint, it's your strategy, and it's your wake-up call. Let's go deeper. Let's start by acknowledging the reality most people never talk about. The vast majority of people around you are broke. No savings, no investments, no backup plan. And in a world of rising rent, unstable jobs, and a financial system that favors the elite, it's easy to feel like you've been set up to fail. But here's where everything changes. You don't need to play the game the way they taught you. See, schools taught you how to memorize formulas. Employers taught you how to trade time for money. Society taught you to consume, to borrow, to owe. But no one taught you the most important thing, how to create wealth. Not earn, not save, create. If you have less than $10K in savings, it's not because you're lazy or stupid or irresponsible. It's because you were never given the tools, but now I'm handing them to you. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a new way of thinking. Not just about money, but about yourself. Because if you keep thinking like the average person, you'll keep getting average results. And average is broke, average is stressed, average is tired. But what if in 6 months you weren't average anymore? What if in just 6 months you could go from surviving to thriving? This is the time. 2025 isn't waiting. AI is exploding. Digital currency is revolutionizing wealth. Remote work is transforming income streams. And opportunity is everywhere, for those who can recognize it. Today, I'll break down where your focus needs to be. What habits you need to change. What systems you need to build. And most importantly, how to make your money work for you, even if you only have $1,000 to start with. Because the truth is, if you have less than $10,000 saved, you're not poor. You're untapped potential. And the difference between potential and power is just execution. If you have less than $10,000 saved, you're not just financially vulnerable, you're structurally exposed. That number might seem like a decent cushion on the surface, but let's be brutally honest. In today's economy, $10,000 isn't security, it's breathing room. It's the difference between suffocating today and suffocating next week. Let's strip away the filters and talk real. You're not alone. In fact, over 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing, swiping, or panicking. That statistic isn't a warning. It's a verdict. And it means the system has already failed them, and maybe you too. We were sold a dream. Work hard, get a job, save some money, and eventually you'll retire with peace of mind. But that model was built for the 1970s. Back then, one salary could feed a family of 4, buy a home, pay for college, and still leave room for a vacation. Fast forward to now, 2 full-time incomes barely cover rent and groceries in most major cities. You can't outsave inflation anymore. You can't cut enough lattes to fix a system bleeding you dry. That $10K in your savings account? Every year it sits still. It loses purchasing power. You're not building wealth. You're treading water while the tide rises. Think about it. If inflation averages 6 to 8% annually, real inflation, not the sanitized number the media reports, then your $10,000 loses $600 to $800 in value every single year. In 5 years, that's $3,000 to $4,000 gone. Not spent, not invested, just vanished. Eaten alive by a system designed to punish stillness. And while you're out here being told to save more, the wealthy are flipping assets, buying businesses, leveraging debt, and multiplying capital. They're not playing the same game as you. They're not even on the same field. You're trying to survive. They're playing offense. Here's what they don't tell you. Money has velocity. It moves fast. And if you're not moving your money, someone else is using it to get richer. Your bank isn't just holding your cash. It's lending it out, flipping it, reinvesting it, and making guaranteed profits, while giving you a pathetic 0.01% in interest. That's not security. That's theft in slow motion. You work, you save, you obey the rules, and the system gives you crumbs. Meanwhile, you're paying for it all. You're paying hidden taxes buried in everything from gas to groceries. You're paying interest rates that skyrocket overnight because of decisions made in a boardroom you'll never step into. You're paying in time. Time you spend working overtime, picking up shifts, cutting back, compromising, sacrificing. And still, you're stuck at 3K, maybe 7K, maybe 9K in savings. And it feels like every time you get ahead, something knocks you back. A blown tire, a dentist visit, a slow month. Suddenly that fragile little pile of cash, gone. That's not your fault. You're not bad with money. You're operating in a system where the margins are razor thin and the consequences are immediate. One mistake, just one, and you spiral. A late bill tanks your credit score. A bounced rent check puts you on the eviction list. You can be financially responsible and still lose everything because the system is designed for volume, not stability. Here's what they never taught you in school. Money isn't just math, it's war, and you've been deployed without armor. Because real wealth? It doesn't come from cutting expenses. It comes from increasing income and protecting purchasing power. It comes from understanding how capital moves, how to make your money work harder than you do, and how to multiply, not just accumulate. But you've been told to budget, to save $50 here, to spend less on coffee, to just be more disciplined. Discipline doesn't beat inflation. You can be the most frugal person on earth and still lose because the rules aren't fair. They're skewed in favor of people who understand systems, not spreadsheets. Let's look deeper. If you're making $40,000 a year and saving 10%, which is what the financial gurus recommend, that's $4,000 per year. That's $330 per month. Sounds good in theory, right? But here's what happens in practice. Rent goes up $150. Gas goes up $80. Groceries another $100. And suddenly, that $333 you planned to save? Gone. Not because you messed up, but because the cost of existing went up faster than your wage did. Now let's flip it. Imagine you took that same $330 per month and used it to build a skill that turns into $3,000 a month. You're not saving pennies anymore. You're buying leverage. See, that's the secret the upper class understands. Leverage, labor. They don't trade time for money forever. They trade time for assets, skills, systems, equity, ownership. You've got less than 10K saved? That's your fuel, not your fortress. But most people treat their savings like a treasure chest. They hoard it, protect it, refuse to move it, out of fear. And that fear is what keeps them broke. You can't afford to be scared of risk. You're already in the most dangerous position, dependent, fragile, and exposed. You know what's risky? Having no options when your car breaks down. You know what's risky? Living one paycheck away from eviction. You know what's risky? Trusting a system that has already proven it doesn't care about you. This is why most people never break through. They're stuck in survival mode, always reactive, never proactive. And the system loves it that way, because reactive people don't challenge the rules, they obey them. But here's the inconvenient truth. If you've got less than 10K saved, your primary goal cannot be saving. Your primary goal must be expanding your income and converting cash into leverage. Otherwise, you're just running in circles. What does leverage look like? Leverage is starting a business that pays you while you sleep. Leverage is learning sales and negotiating your way into a six-figure job without a degree. Leverage is using capital to buy assets that cash flow, real estate, dividend stocks, even crypto if you understand it. But none of that is possible if you're paralyzed by fear, clinging to a shrinking pile of cash while everything around you gets more expensive. I want to say this as clearly as possible. Your job is not to save forever. Your job is to save until you can buy a better position. Money is a tool. It's not a goal, it's a weapon. Use it, move it, multiply it, or lose it. Because here's the final kicker. Every day you delay, someone else gets ahead. Every day your money sits in a savings account, inflation is winning. Every day you ignore that inner voice telling you there has to be more. You're digging the hole deeper. And let's be clear, the economy isn't going to fix this for you. The system isn't suddenly going to reward the patient saver with a golden ticket. That ship sailed decades ago. The pensions are gone. The job security is a myth. The housing market is a casino. And cash is losing value by the hour. So what's left? You, your choices, your urgency. You can't change where you started. You can't change the cards you were dealt. But you can stop playing someone else's game and start building your own table. That's what the 10K is for. It's not retirement money. It's not your emergency fund. It's your escape fund. Your investment in yourself. Your fuel to light a fire so big, the world can't ignore you anymore. So ask yourself, what's your next move? Will you keep saving, hoping for a miracle? Or will you use what you have right now to create leverage, build income, and break the cycle? Because if you've got less than 10K saved, you're not out of time, but you are out of excuses. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.